trial are largely speculative.
The idea that accused persons would interfere with investigations is again speculative.
He says the prosecution bears the burden of proving with credible evidence that such interference is likely. He reveals that otherwise, innocent people could be detained on mere allegations undermining the purpose of the bail system.
They are merely suspects. Otherwise, if anybody accused of a serious offense doesn't have bail, then the system will be abused. If you want to take my land, you accuse me of murder or terrorism, and I remain on remand for 10 years, and you take my land or my wife or my property. So that's not a sound reason. That is why the person has a right to apply to a court of law to be released on bail. But you see, even where investigations are not complete, the burden would be on the prosecution to show how an ordinary citizen would interfere with the police officers and other investigators.
Peter Walubi maintains that all offences, including capital in nature, are bailable.
It's not even about the gravity of the offense.
He says that witness protection is a state obligation and should not be shifted onto suspects by denying them bail. Instead, courts should primarily consider whether an accused person is likely to abscond and fail to appear for trial.
And the main factor to take into account is, will the accused person, if released on bail, turn up for his trial? The state has all the means to secure witnesses. That's why we pay taxes.
Walubi adds that Article 23 of the 1995 Constitution was crafted to uphold the presumption of innocence, ensuring that no person is punished before being convicted by a competent court. He further argues that respecting judicial independence and allowing courts to exercise their constitutional discretion when determining bail applications should be a collective responsibility.
Judges are not ordinary people. They weigh the gravity of the offense or the circumstances, and they should be trusted to use their discretion to grant bail judiciously. In my experience, I don't see many instances where judges have granted bail recklessly, but increasingly they are being pressured to not to grant bail.
Crispus Arinitwe reporting for UBC.
Uganda's refugee response is facing fresh pressure after severe funding cuts forced the World Food Programme to drastically reduce food assistance. More than 1 million refugees have now been removed from food support, leaving thousands of vulnerable families struggling to meet their daily nutritional needs. In West Nile, however, climate-smart vegetable farming is emerging as one of the solutions helping refugees and host communities to rebuild food security. Our reporter tells us more.
More than 1 million refugees in Uganda have been cut off from food assistance following a drastic reduction in humanitarian funding. The World Food Programme has restructured its refugee support program, leaving only the most vulnerable households eligible for reduced food rations. The decision has intensified the hunger and malnutrition across refugee settlements, especially in West Nile, where nearly 1 million refugees now facing growing uncertainty over their next meal. East-West Seed Knowledge Transfer, working together with Arab Gulf Programme for Development, is training refugees and members of host communities in climate-smart vegetable production.
We've been working in Rhino Camp and Mvepi Settlement, and over the years we've trained over 27,000 farmers. For refugees specifically, we've reached out to almost 10,000 households.
The project is already changing lives. Families that once depended entirely on relief food are now harvesting tomatoes, onions, pumpkins, eggplants, and leafy vegetables from small pots around their homes.
I'm very, very happy for East and West knowledge transfer, for having come on ground to support our households so that they can be able to produce vegetables. As we know, vegetables are a very important component in food and nutrition. With the knowledge I acquired, I can manage it to help myself, including my children, even including the community around the village 12 of Tank 38, to acquire the knowledge of East-West knowledge transfer.
Demand for improved vegetable seeds and agricultural inputs has increased, while farmers are supplying fresh produce to markets that previously relied on vegetables transported from distant regions.
We deal with agrochemicals. We provide free extension services for farmers.
With humanitarian funding continuing to shrink, organizations promoting climate-smart agriculture believe in investing in food production rather than prolonged food aid that could provide a more sustainable future for both refugees and host communities.
Members of Parliament have called on both the public and government to move beyond policy discussions and translate mental health commitments into concrete actions by prioritizing funding in the next financial year budget. This appeal comes as an estimated 14 million Ugandans continue to face mental health challenges, with depression and anxiety among the leading conditions.
The Minister of Health reports indicate that nearly 1 in 4 adults, representing 24.2%, and 1 in 4 children, representing 22.9%, are living with mental health conditions. Experts attribute the growing burden to extreme poverty, high youth unemployment, substance use, and trauma resulting from past conflicts. Against this backdrop, the Uganda Parliamentary Forum on Mental Health has officially launched the 4th Mental Health Awareness Camp, a 2-day event aimed at strengthening advocacy, promoting mental health awareness, and encouraging the implementation of mental health policies. The chairperson of Uganda Parliamentary Forum on Mental Health, Rose Obiga, emphasized the need for increased government investment in mental health services and stronger implementation of existing policies.
Aware that one of our gallant sons was shot, a minister was shot by a soldier. And these are the issues. So many things go wrong in our communities. So therefore, I want to ask you, the President, to take interest in mental health. And we have to put money in mental health and address it as a country.
Member of Parliament Koma Kech also urged government to prioritize mental health in national planning and budget allocations, noting that policy alone can't address the growing crisis without adequate funding.
This is the time to get out and pay allegiance to the policies that you have made. 52 billion is a money so little that cannot handle the effect of mental health. There is a silent killer that no one is talking for. Just because a mentally sick person will never speak for himself and doesn't know that he's mentally sick, there should be that one Uganda who comes out and speaks.
Other stakeholders called for collective efforts from government, communities, development partners, and families to reduce stigma and improve access to mental health services across the country.
Because we believe that any gaming that is not played responsibly is likely to be addictive for any person out there. Our role here is to create awareness on our mandate as the government's regulator.
This year's 4th Mental Health Awareness Camp is being held under the theme Advancing Mental Health Through Policy Action. The event also marks the beginning of preparations for the Global Mental Health Summit, scheduled for November in Nairobi. Susan Nabugude, Gloria Gutabinji at Parliament.
And with that, we take a short commercial break. When we return, we'll be back with business.
All right, let's Colgate is on a mission. It's kind of a big thing. Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
Colgate Charcoal Gentle Clean cleans and polishes teeth for a whiter smile and a naturally fresh and clean mouth. Choose natural. Choose Colgate Charcoal.
The parent is Tuliahewa Dixon. And the child is Tuliahewa Esther.
Kambera gwete kwa mchisha isha watu yaewa Esther wahangura school fees ngene na hateja shana mashemero kwa konka MTN momo eberewo mbeni nyegasta igana kaga ni 5 sta munana 0 hash kushashuro mwana school fees tokoma nyo mchisheri zagwijo wanje ninga nchaka ngwasa kuzo wawe mwebare munonga.
They share an office. Some work in the day, some at night. What they have in common: focus, dedication. That's what makes them champions. They also share something else: the reward of being one. The official beer of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Not for persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
Step into elegance, step into confidence, step into La Vie Boutique, located at Grand Imperial Hotel, Shop 6 and 8, right behind Bank of Uganda. La Vie Boutique brings you high-class corporate and casual wear for men, from sharp designer suits and crisp shirts to stylish casual t-shirts, tracksuits, shoes and accessories. We've got everything to make you stand out. Call us on 0772 419 181 or 0705 555 558. La Vie Boutique, where class meets style.
Every life begins in a moment like this. Certain, planned, full of promise. For us, it's a bold ambition to make lives better. Because somewhere, someone is stepping into a world of work for the first time with the confidence that their retirement is taken care of. We make dreams possible. From owning homes to scaling businesses. And when health takes an unexpected turn, help is there when it's needed most. And because legacies matter, what people build does not end with them. It's passed on. We value moments with go-getters, bold dreamers and believers. Different paths, different rhythms, with one shared belief that financial freedom is within reach. For 40 years, we've made lives better and fueled Uganda's economy. Through careful investment, we have supported businesses, created jobs, and backed our nation. To us, it's more than saving. It's believing in effort, in patience, in possibility. It's making lives better. We believe in you, in us, and in Uganda.
NSSF, 40 years of making lives better.
Welcome back. We now take you into the world of business. The 4th edition of the Power and Electricity Expo will take place from the 9th to the 11th of this month at the Uganda Manufacturers Association Multipurpose Hall in Lugogo. Organized by the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, together with partners, the exposition will showcase modern energy-efficient technologies that are critical in accelerating Uganda's transition towards a modern, technology-driven and sustainable energy sector.
The 3-day expo, running under the theme Scaling Energy 10 Times, Technology, Sustainability and Global Impact, will bring together government officials, policymakers, investors, business leaders and energy experts to showcase innovations and discuss Uganda's transition to clean energy and universal access to electricity.
This event comes at a defining moment in our country's development agenda, in line with our Vision 2040, the fourth National Development Plan, and the national ambition of achieving a tenfold economic growth by 2040.
According to the Energy Ministry, the exposition provides an opportunity to promote innovation, attract investment, and strengthen partnerships aimed at transforming the country's energy landscape.
Across the world, technologies such as artificial intelligence, smart grids, battery storage, digital metering, and advanced energy management systems are transforming economies by improving efficiency, increasing productivity, and creating entirely new opportunities for businesses and innovations, and most importantly, creating jobs. Uganda intends to embrace these technologies as part of building an intelligent, resilient, and global competitive energy sector.
Electricity access in Uganda has now reached 62%, comprising 24% on-grid connections and 38% through off-grid solutions. Despite these achievements, government remains committed to attaining universal access to electricity by 2030 through expanded grid infrastructure and decentralized energy solutions. Nkamusima Christiana for UBC.
The new Minister for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Sanjay Tana, has held a high-level meeting with the board management and members of the Uganda Manufacturers Association. During the meeting, manufacturers highlighted key achievements registered by the sector over the years, while also raising several bottlenecks that they say require urgent government intervention.
Targets that we have.
This was the first formal engagement between manufacturers and their new line minister, Sanjay Tana. Manufacturers under their umbrella body, the Uganda Manufacturers Association, reaffirmed their commitment to driving Uganda's social and economic transformation through industrialization and value addition.
The minister has given us assurance that all of the issues presented will be reviewed, and we are optimistic that we will have a regular dialogue with the ministry on all matters that concern manufacturing going forward.
On his part, Minister Sanjay Tana underscored the critical role trade and industry play in delivering Uganda's ambitious tenfold economic growth agenda.
Last year alone, Uganda sold off $1 billion worth of exports to Congo. So the markets are there. What in economics we would call the factors of production are there. But government is urging us to stay focused on 4 key pillars, and we are calling it ATMS.
The sector now contributes 27.4%
wow.
to our GDP. And the manufacturing alone contributes 33% to our revenue, which is a great. And then where we are going to fill the gap is what Dennis talked about. This morning I had a meeting and we are going to come and brief you on the industrial mapping.
The UMA board and management raised concerns over legitimate tax-paying businesses being undercut by players in the large informal sector, creating an uneven business environment. Currently, the manufacturing sector contributes at least 30% of Uganda's total national tax revenue.
We furthered the ministry to work closely with City Council to see how many licenses they are issued. We used to have inspectors to go from shop to shop from industry to industry, checking on the current license. Do these people have valid licenses? Because the way things are, maybe like our chairman said, a good number don't have even trading licenses.
Minister Turner offered strong assurances to the manufacturers, committing to listen to their concerns and work towards addressing them for the mutual benefit of government and the private sector. Tiko Sumaya for UBC.
And in the world of sports, the 2026 FIFA World Cup has entered the quarter-final stage with only 8 teams remaining in the race for football's biggest prize. However, the tournament has also been overshadowed by controversy following Argentina's dramatic 3-2 comeback victory over Egypt in the round of 16. Let's take a look at these details.
Champions from Argentina. It's a decent ball in, and they have broken the deadlock. Wow, what a start to the match!
Questions over fairness and consistency in officiating have dominated football discussions after Egypt's painful exit from the FIFA World Cup.
Alvarez, oh what a handful he's proving to be, and Hassan, it's a sensational passage of play. Here comes Salah, sending it forward, it's Zico, it's 2-0!
The Pharaohs accused match officials and the video assistant referee VAR of making decisions that favor defending champions Argentina. A disallowed Egyptian goal and a denied penalty appeal have fueled claims that the South American side is being protected on its path to the finals.
After review, careless reprieve committed by number 19 of Egypt in the offensive phase. Final decision is called unfair free kick.
The controversy has sparked debate among football fans and analysts across the globe, with some former players and pundits calling for greater transparency in refereeing decisions and the use of VAR.
But it's still on for Argentina. It's been epic in Atlanta.
All worth saying, Messi's World Cup is also done. Argentina are gone. They score 1 goal and they believe.
As Africa ezimu zaali nafu bunafu n'ensi bbiri ezibbiddwa mu World Cup zendabyeko ate zonna nga Argentina yazibbye. Messi kangendeyo eyo. Messi si goat. Messi is the court.
Egypt is one other team that needed to do a little bit of being conservative, because when you're playing World Cup champions in Argentina, you have a two-goal lead. You need to have it at your back of your mind that you need to defend. These are world champions. They wouldn't want to lose a game in such a scenario. You look, they have one of the greatest players of the game, arguably the greatest player of all time, World Cup all-time leading goal scorer. He was so much involved in the game.
Meanwhile, African teams continue to leave the tournament with heads held high despite their exits. Morocco, Egypt, Ghana, Senegal, Algeria, DR Congo and Cape Verde all produced spirited performances but ultimately fell short of crucial moments. Experts argue that while Africa's football has made tremendous progress tactically and technically, the continent's representatives must improve game management and maintain concentration in decisive moments.
So in about 12 minutes, Argentina were able to get back into the game. So the gap has reduced. True, we no longer have our teams look as the bogey sides. Our teams actually get into these games with belief. But what we lack is the match management or the game management, the concentration and focus, especially in those crucial about last 15 minutes of the game that have so much to decide in a tie. So if we can work on those small things, I think in the next World Cup or two, we might have African nations push on and even make it to maybe the quarters or semis, and who knows, maybe in the final and even win it. Yeah.
As the tournament heads into the quarterfinals, the debate over officiating and Africa's quest for the first World Cup title remains very much alive.
The Tuscalite Mount Rwenzori Marathon is marking its 5 years of transforming Kasese into one of Uganda's leading sports tourism destinations. From humble beginnings with just over 800 runners, the event now attracts thousands of athletes and visitors from across the globe.
Years ago, the Tascalite Mount Rwenzori Marathon was launched with a vision of promoting regional economic growth through sports tourism. Today, the event has grown into one of Uganda's biggest sporting attractions, drawing more than 6,000 runners from 36 countries last time out.
The vision of the marathon, when it was presented to us by the founders, Amos Wekesa and his team, was that it was about the nation, it was about the country. It was about how can we, first of all, at national level, be able to portray Uganda for the beauty that it is. And then also, how do we improve the communities in which we operate?
Held at the foothills of the Rwenzori Mountains, the internationally certified course offers breathtaking scenery and remains the only one during which runners cross the equator during the race. Organizers say the event has helped change perceptions of Kasese, highlighting its tourism potential while boosting hotels, transport services, restaurants, and local businesses.
When a big event happens, everybody taps into it. A Boda man taps into it. The food supplier taps into it. The hotels tap into it, and hotels are collective centers for opportunities because there's a tomato supplier, onion supplier, a rice supplier. Those hotels are just, bed sheet supply. Everybody's around, and also it becomes a hosting place for people who will go for shopping, who will go for entertainment, who will go for, so it's an ecosystem that a country or a community needs.
Kasese city leaders also credit the marathon for supporting infrastructure development and increasing the city's global visibility as a sports tourism destination.
Many houses coming up are accommodation houses, lodges, and restaurants. And now it means this marathon opens up their eyes, and they now have seen reality that if they actually concentrate on construction of accommodation houses, then some money will be realized.
With a World Athletics label, the marathon attracts elite learners seeking international recognized qualifying times, while entertainment activities create a festival-like atmosphere for residents and visitors alike. But despite its global recognition, the marathon has remained committed to its roots, something that is largely attributed to support from the local community.
Buzz, everyone on social media is talking about going to Kasese. I was like, so maybe the mood in Kasese is going to be turned around 360, and I want to be there and experience it. I want to experience the vibe, the fun, and experience what it feels like the whole of Kampala to be in Kasese, because I know the Kasese before and I know the Kasese of the marathon.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever run in the morning and seen the sun rise from a very amazing angle, and then you get to the mountains and all you're seeing is just the mountains with the sun behind you? Because remember, the mountains are in the west and the sun is coming in from the east. All of this is happening while you're running, and as you're heading back to the finishing point, you're interacting with the sun, and that's scenic, my friend.
This moment for me during the marathon, especially my first marathon, which was 42K, was the actual distance, having to run and walk, because I did a bit of running and more of walking. So it was having to mentally push myself, knowing that I had a long distance to go.
The 5th edition is scheduled for August 22nd, 2026, with organizers expecting another record turnout as the marathon continues to promote tourism, conservation, and economic transformation in the Rwenzori region.
Because now it's no longer just about Uganda, it's not about Kasese alone, it's not even about East African region, it's now an international platform, an international marathon, right? Which is attracting and bringing
From a race that welcomed just 800 runners for its pioneer event, the Tascalite Mount Rwenzori Marathon has become one of Uganda's greatest sports and tourism success stories that is transforming lives, promoting conservation, and placing Kasese in particular and Uganda in general on the global marathon map. Preparations are in high gear ahead of the 5th edition on August 22nd.
the Kasese Marathon. We really can't wait to take part in that. Otherwise, thank you for being a lovely audience. We have fast spent our time. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark Yusuf Senyomo on sign language. Without further ado, allow us wish you a lovely night and God bless you.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
What if accessing government services became easier, faster, and closer to you? Introducing Service Uganda Centers, a new initiative designed to bring key government services closer to the people under one convenient location. Less movement from office to office, less unnecessary travel, better access to services and information. At the Service Uganda Centers, citizens will be able to access national ID services, passport processing, business registration, land and revenue services, and more, all in one convenient location. Whether you are in the city or a country, Service Uganda Centers are being designed with you in mind. Enjoy faster service, professional guidance, and a seamless customer experience. This is an initiative of the Government of Uganda, digitally powered by the National Information Technology Authority Uganda, NITA, under the Uganda Digital Acceleration Project Government Network. Service Uganda Centers, bringing services closer to the people.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.